message if you have already complied.
Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.
A step-by-step process on how to file returns online. How to file a pay-as-you-earn return. Go to the URA web portal www.ura.go.ug. Click on Login. Provide your login ID and password. On the left-hand menu, point on e-returns. Under the column for original, select Pay as you earn. Click here to download Payee Return Form. Save the template to your preferred location on your computer. Before filling out the template, click on Enable Content to enable macros. You should get a pop-up message. Please do not cut and paste any values in the sheet. Click OK. After filling in all the required information, validate the form by clicking the Validate button on the second last page of the return. Click Yes to generate an upload file. In case there are errors, click on the error sheet, correct the errors, save, and validate again. It is better not to rename the upload file. Go back to the home page and log into your account using your TIN and password. After logging in, under e-services on the left side, select Pay as you earn. Enter the period for which the return is being filed and click Check. Enter all the details required, browse the file, and upload the return. If the form fails online validation, correct the specified errors on the saved template from which you generated the upload file, save the file, validate, and regenerate another upload file. If the upload is successful, click Submit to submit your return. An e-acknowledgement receipt will be generated and a copy sent to the email address that you used at registration. Click here to print acknowledged receipt. Click here to print submitted application form. Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.
Wait, Abu, tunamaliriza. And what are you doing throwing papers all over the place?
I'm looking for an invoice for a sound system and cables that I received yesterday, but I can't find it.
You know there is a way of keeping all this in one place and available to you as and when you need it.
I really wish there was one, because the way these invoices grow legs and disappear.
I believe this is what you're looking for.
Now how did it get there?
Tabo! Do you know that with EFRIS, you can stay on track of all your business transactions and improve on your record keeping?
How so?
Kati tuli ku computer with EFRIS. I just search using the fiscal document number and I retrieve the records I'm looking for. Bookkeeping becomes simple after that.
Kapo, awesome, yeah.
I began using URA's Kakasa solutions and now I'm in charge of my business, and you can as well.
Kakasa, be sure you are in charge of your business.
Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.
Kapo, you seem to be in a hurry. Where are you going to?
I'm gonna pay URA a visit.
Why would anyone visit URA? Of all places?
To know more about the Kakasa business solutions, namely digital tracking solution, the voluntary disclosure program and electronic fiscal receipting, and invoicing solution, which have turned my business around. You know I need to be on top of my game to protect my empire. If you know, you know.
I too need to know what Kapo knows.
Kakasa, be sure you are in charge of your business. Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.
On 5th September 1991, the Uganda Revenue Authority is born through an Act of Parliament, Cap 196 of the Laws of Uganda.
We had just started and they had to bring in an expatriate to start URA. And actually, we worked with him in the same office in that we started from Bank of Uganda, if I can bring that. We started from Bank of Uganda, we worked there, we were about 10 people in that office, all in one room, and then later we shifted to Nakamba, which is our head office today.
After just 2 years of operation, the very first variation of the tax identification number is introduced to provide a unique identifier for taxpayers when transacting with URA. In order to facilitate trade globally, Uganda ratified the Marrakesh Agreement in September 1994 to become a founding member of the World Trade Organization, which currently sits 164 member states. To replace sales tax between 12% to 30% and the commercial transaction levy, taxes on commercial transaction, VAT was introduced in Uganda at 17% for more people to contribute to tax indirectly. In the same year, on the global trade facilitation front, Askuda is introduced to Uganda. Entebbe Customs is the pilot site. Trade facilitation in Uganda is changed for good.
Technological transformation that really stood out, that I think really made the biggest change, is the introduction of the system for processing, that is the Asikuda. It streamlined the way that processing of customs declaration is done. And now to see that TMU officers can sit in their offices and they just control goods in transit without having to run around with papers the way we used to do. That itself is a very, very big game changer.
With the effort to settle tax disputes between taxpayers and the Uganda Revenue Authority, the Tax Appeals Tribunal of Uganda was established by an Act of Parliament in 1997. However, TAT opens its doors to the public in May 1999. In the same year, the Income Tax Act 1997, Cap 340, comes into force commencing on 1st July 1997. The Act came into force to consolidate and amend the law relating to income tax and for other connected purposes. It has since been amended several times. On 29th June 1999, URA acquired a land lease title of Plot M193, Chinawataka Road, Nakawa Industrial Area. It is here that URA would later erect a state-of-the-art tower. In 2002-2000.
Good morning, Uganda. Welcome to another episode of the Live Tax Lounge. My name is Anan Priska, and I will be your moderator today, holding fort for Solomon Chimbogwe, who is away. Today in studio, we're joined by two tax experts who are going to take us through our topic for today. So allow me to introduce them, or let them introduce themselves. We'll start with you and then Mekawe.
Okay, thank you, Priska, and morning, Uganda. My name is Willebrecht Tumwine. I work as the supervisor in charge of EFRIS, and I do lead the Kampala metropolitan area. Okay. Yes, and I'm very glad to be here to share and listen to what our clients have, and we're also here basically to give them what is cooking. Okay. Thank you, Priska.
Nice to have you, Wilbrick.
Good morning, Uganda. Bernard Kasoma is my name. I'm an officer in the Domestic Taxes Department, stationed at Kampala Metro, which is stationed at Boulevard, opposite the post office. I double as the chairman of the Staff Council of URA, and I'm always glad when I come here to enlighten you on matters that affect both us and you, and in regards to taxation. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. It's great having you on, Wilbrick and Bernard, and I'm sure our taxpayers are very excited to hear from you. Today we're going to talk about, it's the season to be going back to school, and today's topic is called Back to School with EFRIS. So, so many taxpayers have been wondering, what is this about, Back to School with EFRIS. So even before we get into the actual nitty-gritty, let's talk about EFRIS. What is EFRIS? And just give us an intro into that.
Okay, thank you, Priska. EFRIS is one of the two key solutions that we are implementing as a country. Okay. Part of our initiatives that are basically meant to ensure that we collect revenue, sustain us as a country. And it's a solution that aims at ensuring that all the businesses within the country are able to issue their receipts or invoices from a central location. Okay. Now, we believe that if we have a central location, it gives us more mileage and benefits. So it's an online solution that enables us to monitor and track our transactions, sales transactions from end to end. So if you buy, I give you an invoice. When you sell, you also issue to the next person an invoice or a receipt. And basically, it's that important because we believe that as a country, as URA, we can only prosper if we are able to have good records. And this solution majorly focuses on enabling businesses have manage their records. So that's basically our EFRIS, ensuring that we centrally manage all the receipts and invoices that we issue and basically do our record keeping from the comfort of our offices and businesses. Yes.
Okay. So thank you, Wilbrick. So I'm wondering, and I'm sure a taxpayer out there is wondering, so if I go to a retail shop, should I always expect that this person is going to issue me an e-receipt, or is it for particular traders?
Okay, that is a very good question. For the start, EFRIS is meant for businesses, slightly bigger businesses. If you're a business and you're making transactions above 150 million, and these are the guys that we register for VAT, value added tax. So if you're VAT registered, then you're expected to use this EFRIS functionality. In a few years to come, it will be for everyone. Yes. Okay. That does not mean that if I'm a smaller business, a retail shop, I cannot use EFRIS. Yes, you can go ahead and use EFRIS, only that it's not mandatory for you to use this particular system.
Right now,
yes.
Currently. Okay. So you've given a really good brief into what EFRIS is, and I'm wondering how does EFRIS and Back to School connect? So if we could get an input into what is this campaign, what is this Back to School campaign all about?
Okay, just as my brother Wilbrick has clarified on those elements that bring together the EFRIS, the Back to School campaign is a campaign that we thought it wise as URA to push out to our taxpayers, our esteemed taxpayers. If you look at the fact that EFRIS is a system that is still into the implementation phase, it's still new to our taxpayers. We received a general outcry from our taxpayers that they really need more of us being closer to them. Okay. They need more of sensitization. And thus we sat down and looked at different sectors that play at different points. So currently, we are into the back to school season, which is, of course, clear to everyone. So we felt it wise that let us come out and reach out to that taxpayer that is dealing into scholastic materials, probably that is manufacturing scholastic materials, that is selling stationery, so that we can come out and give them the much needed compliance support on how best to onboard on the EFRIS, on how best to use the EFRIS, and also get to know their challenges. So the Back to School campaign is basically meant to say that we reach out to those taxpayers that are right now dealing in scholastic materials in whichever angle, could be manufacturing, could be selling, so that we can offer that much needed support right on door.
Oh. And how long is this campaign going to run?
The campaign started in January, to be more specific, on the 13th of January. And we expect that it will end by the end of February this month.
Okay. So, and what is you mentioned that the targeted sectors are retailers and wholesale, businesses, but I'm sure people are wondering. You hinted on it. What are some of the benefits that the taxpayer is going to get from this?
Okay, well, first and foremost, just as Brick mentioned, the use of EFRIS doesn't only come to benefit the taxman in terms of collection of revenues, but our taxpayers outside there. It is a tool that is going to help them manage their record keeping. Record keeping is one of the elements, sorry, that taxpayers find as a problem in their daily management of their businesses. So the fact that these records are systemized, everything is kept on the system, it is online. It becomes easy for you to manage the recording.
Okay.
So it is automatic that you have your record at any time. The EFRIS comes with a benefit of the ability to fast track your business. Currently, our taxpayers, we know that those that are registered for VAT, sometimes they have to engage tax agents to file returns for them, to manage their records and so on. Now, once you make yourself comfortable with the EFRIS, you'll find that some of such costs will be cut off, and you shall be able to best fast track the businesses, your business transactions on real time. To our taxpayers, ERA, we do refund in case of an overpayment of tax.
Okay.
So the other benefit of this system, especially to our taxpayers that are dealing in these scholastic materials, is that once you happen to fall in that category of taxpayers that have overpaid tax, it's going to be easier for you to process a refund from our side as and when you really need it. And of course, I think from me, the much needed benefit that our taxpayers need to know is the thing to do with pre-filled returns.
Okay.
So you find that as long as you're going to transact using the EFRIS, with time, we are going to open up our system such that in the future, your returns are automatically pre-filled. You don't have to go back and do the manual filing. So those are some of the benefits that are coming with this. But as well as generalizing this particular campaign, the back to school campaign, it's also going to benefit our taxpayers that need our much needed support. This is the time when we expect you to come out and share with us your challenges. Share with us what you need to know, how best to use the EFRIS. Those that have not yet onboarded, what does it need? How can we support you to see that you onboard onto this system? Remember, it's a compliance system that all of us need to follow.
Okay. And is this campaign already rolled out across the country? Is it?
Yes.
It's across country.
It began with the Kampala metropolitan region, but it has been rolled out across the country to all the other regions, the eastern region, the western. We have staff out there that are supporting our taxpayers in the campaign. Okay.
And at this point, I'm going to pose a few questions that have come in. So there is a taxpayer from Chireka who's asking, my EFRIS machine keeps, the system keeps disturbing, it keeps breaking down. And what could be the challenge? That sometimes he cannot issue e-receipts because of the system breakdown.
Okay, thank you for that question. There are different reasons why the system the client may say the system has broken down.
Okay.
One, it could be issues to do with the internet, where the person is located. Usually businesses that are located in basements, for example, of buildings, network tends to have challenges. It could also be something to do with the way, if he's using system, the way he's integrated. So we encourage those clients that when you have that particular challenge, send us a notification. If you're in Chireka, you can just go to our Chaliwajala office, but you can also just send us a message. We'll share the emails for the project, and in real time, we actually respond to those questions. As a support project, we do share. But we also have, even though the system might go off, we have functionalities in our system that enables the client to continue transacting. We call it the offline mode. So we have machines we call electronic fiscal devices, EFDs, that you can use. I'll talk more about them probably a bit later on. Okay. So these machines have an inbuilt function that allows you to operate. You may not even realize that it has gone off. So even though the network is slow, even though internet is off, you continue, transacting normally, and when network stabilizes, then the invoices are sent to URA without even you knowing. The same function is actually provided for in our other module called the system to system, for people like supermarkets or other big clients who have accounting systems. We also have that offline mode, so it would not be a problem. And then we will have another one that will come back here to sensitize our clients on, called the desktop app application. Again, it also has an offline mode, so you can actually continue transacting.
There are many options.
Without worrying about the network. Yes.
Okay, that's very, I think that's very helpful. It's very informative, and I'm sure the taxpayer has taken note. And also, if you encounter any challenges, you always feel free to contact our contact center. You can either write to us on our socials, or you can call us on our toll-free lines, and you will be supported. URA is here to support you. So the other question coming in is, what happens if, what are the repercussions for not being on EFRIS, yet you hit the 150 million mark?
Okay. There are two, I think, two repercussions. First of all, for the client, is that it becomes difficult for you to transact with bigger businesses if you're not registered for VAT. So because you need business, and basically major businesses tend to trust people who are VAT registered. So you tend to lose out on business. But also, if you make 150 million a year and you do not register, there is a penalty for failing to register. Okay? From the time you should have registered, the time you actually get to register. So we can penalize you. And you know, a penalty is basically a cost on your capital. It's not that you have made a profit, and we don't enjoy penalizing people for you know, when really for compliance. It's a big cost. If someone takes away 20 million from your business, it's a lot of money. So it's a cost. It's a cost on your business. So yes, there is a penalty for failing to register for VAT, but also loss of business for the client.
Okay. Well, that's very clear. Thank you, Wilbur. And Pete is asking, as a client, if I realize that the retailer is not aware of this campaign, what am I supposed to do? I think this is for you, Bernard.
That's a good one, and actually that shows that that person that has asked that question follows their tax obligations. Yes, as a client, first and foremost, one of the things that we expect you to do is to request for that invoice from whoever you are buying from. So if you happen to find that whoever you're buying from is not aware about the campaign, it is as prudent as informing them, since now at least you are aware. So let us carry on that spirit. It's good if you find that your colleague, your neighbor is not aware, make them, sensitize them, let them know that this is running, this is of use, because whatever is happening is for the benefit of not only the URA, but all of us. So it's good to know, and good to make sure that all your other people you're working with get to know about what is happening.
That's very, very true. And so this is my own question. So what is the difference, and I'm sure so many, like an ordinary person is wondering, what's the difference between an e-receipt and a regular receipt? How can I?
Okay. Basically, there is quite a big difference between the receipts, so it's something that clients need to watch out. The fiscalized receipt, and that's the receipt that we are talking about, has key distinctive features. One is that it has a fiscal document number. You'll see a 12-digit number or 18-digit number on that invoice. Now that number can be verified by the client himself or by URA. The other key feature is that it will have a security image. Okay, security more like image. A QR code.
Okay, yeah.
A QR code.
So something you can scan.
Yes, so you can actually scan this code and get all the details about the invoice, which is not something you'll find on a regular receipt. And of course, it will have the name, who is buying, or at least if it doesn't have a name, it has a contact of the person.
Traceable.
So it is traceable. But the two key features is that it will indicate that it's a tax invoice.
Okay.
So a tax invoice, it has a QR code, it has a security image, it has a fiscal document number, and it also has a verification code. Yes. So verification code, security image, fiscal document number, and then the word tax invoice. Now these four help us to differentiate. And for some others, you'll find a URL logo on top, but that should not be the only item. It does not mean that if it doesn't have, it's not a fiscal document. It's not a fiscalized receipt. Yes.
Okay. That's very clear. I'm sure taxpayers can now discern, are in a better position to discern. There's another question from Pete, second one. To what percentage have people responded to this campaign? As URA, is the campaign in your favor? I think maybe he missed the part of the benefits to the taxpayer. So how many people have responded and what's the benefit to the taxpayer?
My understanding is that he's talking about EFRIS as a solution, right?
No, the campaign.
The back to school campaign.
Yes, the back to school campaign.
They have. Clients have. I think people, the key issue is that we are focusing not on everyone, but it's targeting a particular sector. So we are looking at businesses that majorly make money during
back to school
the
season.
back to school season. So we are focusing on supermarkets, on wholesale and retail shops, on manufacturers. So we are engaging targeted clients. So it's not everyone. We are engaging targeted clients.
Okay.
So we send out teams to these particular clients. We send out teams to areas where most of these products are sold, because we don't want to wait for them to come to us. So we want to go to them and support them from their areas of convenience.
Okay.
So our intensified field visits are actually focusing on these areas. And actually they have taken it up. They have taken it up across the country, from the north, eastern region, the central business area where we started around 13, and we can actually see the difference in that particular sector that we are targeting. Yes.
Oh, okay. So Pete, I think you have your answer. It has rolled out and people have responded, and both URA and the taxpayer are benefiting from this campaign. It's not inward looking that it's only URA that's maximizing its revenue collections, but also the taxpayer is winning. We're going to move on to the next question. How soon can we expect a mobile app for EFRIS?
How soon can we expect a mobile app?
For EFRIS,
The mobile app is up and running.
Okay.
Yeah, so we, this
How
month...
can the person... It's up and running?
It's up and running. We just had a small... we just needed to first train our clients on how it works, and then we can roll it out full board. But it's up and running, so we have a few clients who are already enrolled. But this particular month, as we go through this season, this campaign, we are going to be here on the same area and also on our other platforms and media, promoting the desktop application. Okay. So it's up.
And what is in it for the taxpayer who chooses to use this app? Like, what are some of the benefits? Let's give us a sneak peek.
Okay, just to give a few highlights of this app is that, as the word suggests, mobile app, you can actually use your phone, use your laptop or your iPad to actually install this application in your phone and start issuing. The other one that I can talk about is the ability to continue issuing even though you don't have network.
You're offline.
Okay, so even though you're offline, you can go ahead and use the desktop app to generate your invoices. So in that way, we don't have to worry about having internet all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, all the time.
So it's like a cheaper solution for me.
It's a cheaper solution because it's free of charge. All you have to do is just install the app on your gadget. You also notice that other platforms might require some cost, EFDs and system integration. This is a free application, so you just have to install and then you will start to use. So it's something that our clients must watch out for.
Okay. And you know, when a person hears an app, a mobile app, they're thinking, oh, I'll just go to Google Play and download it. How do you access it when you're ready to get it?
Okay, of course, as we go on during the next sensitizations for this app, we'll have links to the app, but it's also going to be on our EFRIS platform. So if you go to ura.go.ug, one of the options you'll have is that app.
Okay.
But as we go through the sensitizations, we'll give details on how to link. We'll have some pictorials on our social media pages as well, on how I can actually access. Yes, because we want to make it as easy and user-friendly as possible.
Okay, thank you, Wilbrick. That's a very exciting innovation, and I'm sure our taxpayers are just counting days to its unveiling. So, Bernard, this will be for you. It's from Henry. He's asking, how long does it take for URA to approve credit notes in EFRIS?
Okay, Henry, thank you for that question. Credit notes arise as a result of so many factors.
Okay.
It could be a discount given, there could be a refund of the goods that have been sold. But to us as URA, we are committed to serving you in the shortest time possible. So as for credit notes, once we receive such requests, our system provides that within a span of close to 2 to 5 days, we should have responded to you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I just wanted to add one more thing. Okay. You know where the client is coming from. It's one of the pains that our clients are facing, and of course we've had engagements with different clients on the issue of credit notes, and management has already taken it up. You'll notice that for large taxpayers and some medium taxpayers, the big guys, their credit notes are auto-approved if it's business to business or business to government. Now, one of the things management is working on, and hopefully we'll have it later this month, is that even for other businesses, the smaller businesses, if you're selling to business or business to government, your credit notes should be approved by the buyer. Okay, so that in that way, you do not have to wait for a URA person to approve the credit note. It's something, it's something already developed. So in a very near future, it won't take long. They will be able to approve the credit notes themselves rather than URA.
Okay. That's, I'm sure, Henry, you've got your answer. And URA is constantly improving, that's for sure. So, dear taxpayers, you be rest assured that it's going to get easier. And we're listening to you, we're taking the feedback, and we're working towards making it as seamless as possible. So, at this point, we're going to get into our parting shots. I'll start with you, Wilbrick, and Bernard, you'll come in and say something as we wind up.
Okay, just maybe one more thing, to thank the viewers. You know, the viewers, they have been there for us, and this solution, we cannot just use it ourselves, it's for the clients. And even using the system, it's the clients basically to demand for the receipts. So I encourage our clients to demand for these receipts every time they buy. And also once in a while, as we do our field surveys and field activities, if we ask you for a receipt, please know that it's in good faith. Okay? But also, during this campaign, we also have some free EFDs. You know, we mentioned that some modules or some modules of a solution, like EFDs and system, do carry a cost. Okay, like EFDs, you have to buy the EFD at 1.1 million. But management has provided some free EFDs.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
Okay, for those who are willing to comply. Okay, and have shown willingness to comply. They have been filing their returns, but they are saying, I'm not able to acquire one. So they can request for one, and then we'll review the application.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have some free EFDs to give out in different parts of the country, just to ensure that we also minimize the cost of compliance.
Okay.
Okay. Otherwise, I want to thank you, our viewers, for always giving us feedback, both positive and negative. It helps us to improve and do better in our subsequent developments.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank you,
Wilbur.
Oscar.
Okay. As for me, I want to first and foremost thank our viewers, our taxpayers, for always trying to comply with your tax obligations. Maybe one thing I want to pass on to you is that tax is for us all. If you look at what our economy needs today, it is the revenues that must come from the taxation. So I call upon all of us to embrace these campaigns. Whenever ERA comes out and throws to you such campaigns, it is basically meant to enable you collaborate well with us. It is to enable us give you that service that you need. So I call upon all our taxpayers. Let us embrace this back to school campaign with positivity. The fruits are meant to be mine and yours. When I say mine, that is to the taxman, and you to the taxpayer. Often the times our taxpayers have been crying about our availability to them. So this is the time that we have come out to see that we come closer to you to offer the much needed support. So just as our brothers who are really asking very nice questions here, it means that if all of us come into this game, then it is me and you to save our economy from the huge debt that is growing on a daily. So this back to school campaign is meant to say that all of you, our taxpayers, are facilitated. It's meant to say that we enlighten you. And as you're aware, EFRIS is the way to go. EFRIS is the thing that is going to, it's a game changer for us all as an economy, not necessarily URA. So let us embrace all this. It's good to know. It's good to know your rights. It's good whenever you go and purchase, get that receipt, just as my brother Brick has said. Find out and see that you are benefiting from new taxes that you're paying. So I want to thank you for listening to us this morning. And just as Brick has also mentioned, we are available for you. We have that office at the Boulevard, which we opened up with the view that we would come closer to our taxpayers. So this is not only for Chikubo, by the way. The back to school is for all the country, for the entire Kampala. So our taxpayers at NASA, please come to office if you need any assistance from us. We are always available to give you that much needed assistance. I want to thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Wilbrick, and thank you, Bernard. It has been very informative, and it's great. It was great having you on. And taxpayers, thank you for tuning in. We always appreciate you for coming on and sharing your questions and your feedback. It's very helpful. And as we wind up, it's my parting shot to you is it pays to be compliant. Like Wilbrick said, you'll probably get yourself a freebie from us, free EFTs for everyone who's compliant. And yeah, so when you go to parents, guardians, when you go to that retail shop, to that supermarket, ask for your e-receipt. Until next time, from all of us at Shuara TV and the crew, thank you and bye-bye.
On 5th September 1991, the Uganda Revenue Authority is born through an Act of Parliament, Cap 196 of the Laws of Uganda.
We had just started and they had to bring in an expatriate to start URA. And actually, we worked with him in the same office in that we started from Bank of Uganda, if I can bring that. We started from Bank of Uganda. We worked there. We were about 10 people in that office, all in one room. And then later, we shifted to Nakamba, which is our head office today.
After just 2 years of operation, the very first variation of the tax identification